Hi guys, it's day 33 of Savor at Home, and tonight we're going to try something very smoky. We are going with Laphroaig. This is Laphroaig Quarter Cask. It is an Islay single malt Scotch whiskey. So it is from the region of Islay, and it's made entirely at Laphroaig, start to finish. They malt their own barley, or they at least talk about their malting process that they use. And it is very peaty. Laphroaig is known for being really peaty. So when they're malting the barley, they're drying it with peat smoke, and Laphroaig uses cold smoking, where they're just burning the peat at a lower temperature, and they claim that this brings out more of the tar notes from the peat. And then through their distillation process, they are really harnessing the peatiness. So they take a really big heads cut during their distillation. So they're getting rid of a lot of the floral and the fruity notes that will come in towards the heads cut. And they're keeping a lot of these phenolic compounds, a lot of these smoky notes. This is what they claim gives them a very tarry and medicinal peaty whiskey. So they double distill their spirits, and then this does not have an age statement on it, as you can see, but in order for it to be Scotch, it must be aged for at least 3 years, or whatever goes into this. The youngest thing has to be at least 3 years old. And it is finished in quarter casks. So the primary maturation is done in ex-Bourbon barrels, which is typical for Laphroaig. And then it is finished in quarter casks, and quarter casks are exactly what they sound like. They are the quarter of the size of a normal barrel. So they're 13 gallons. It doesn't say how long it stays in these quarter casks, but essentially what you're doing is you're increasing the amount of wood surface area to volume of booze ratio. This will give you more of a woody impact, and it's not always a good thing. You can have too much wood present, but perhaps with all this smokiness, it might play out well. So this bottle is at 48% ABV, and you could find it pretty easily, I think, for under $60. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to say, so let's go ahead and dive in. Go ahead and take a look at that. The color there, it's a nice golden color. Yeah, so a lot of smokiness on the nose, a lot of like burnt rubber. Right as I start to nose this, it's like a little bit of like dog's breath. It sounds like I'm saying bad things, but there's a little bit of like a fun roasty thing in here beyond just like burnt tires. It's more of like barbecue chicken. Yeah, lots and lots of peatiness, something that you expect when having a very peaty whiskey. So there's a lot going on here, a lot of different notes that are very much like what I was nosing. There's more of like a Band-Aid thing in here. There's a lot of like tar and char and roast and smokiness to it, which I really like. I really enjoy smoky whiskeys. Now with something that has a big wood influence, I would expect it to be a little bit tannic, or at least it could be. But this isn't tannic. There is some woody characteristics coming through. I'm gonna go back in for another sip. Yeah, a bit of like a bit of just wood or like oak coming through. I don't think it's offensive. I think it plays in nicely with all the phenols, with all the peatiness to it. Laphroaig doesn't have anything sweet standing out to it, which is really fun and really interesting. It's a lot of just roasty smokiness. I really enjoy Laphroaig. I recommend it if you, and you've probably already had it if you love smoky whiskeys. But yeah, this is a different type of smokiness where it's a more of like a rich tar thing, rather than a sharp, like pungent smokiness. It is peated to around 45 ppms, but this comes across really, really smoky, which is super interesting. Like this compared to Octomore, right? The bottle of Octomore that I have. You know, I'm not saying that these are the same level of smokiness, but I wouldn't say that the Octomore is twice as smoky as this. So when they're calculating the phenolic ppms, they're doing it typically of the barley itself, of the raw ingredients. And you can see how you can change around the distillation to either keep a lot of those phenolic compounds or allow a lot to come out in the tails, right? You can cut that out almost completely. So yeah, anyways, I really enjoy Laphroaig because I really like smoky whiskeys. So if you do as well, this one's a very nice bottle to pick up. Thanks, guys.